There are many different species of snakes in the world. Some are harmless, while others are extremely venomous and can cause a victim to die instantly when attacked. However, they are still considered powerful predators, responsible for countless deaths among living creatures on Earth.
Tình
First scenario, a lizard crushes the snake's head, completely ruining its predator's attempt to eat it. For a long time, lizards have always been a delicious meal for snakes, and we naturally assume that a lizard's life is basically over if it ever comes face to face with such a deadly enemy. However, that is not the case in this situation. A snake was actually counterattacked by its own prey and had to pay a very heavy price. Instead of biting down on the lizard's head to prepare for swallowing it whole, the opposite happened. The lizard clamped its jaws onto the snake's head, causing a severe injury. In such a disadvantaged position, the snake had little chance of turning the situation around. Even if it managed to break free, attacking again and opening its mouth wide enough to eat the lizard would be extremely difficult. That's why the snake had to pay a steep price during this hunt. Second scenario, a mouse furiously attacks a snake. In terms of size and danger, mice normally don't stand a chance when facing snakes. Snakes have always considered mice a tasty, fatty prey. However, with the instincts of a mother risking her life when she sees her babies taken by a snake, this mouse chased and attacked the predator with wild determination to save her young. You can see that the true strength of an animal often shows most powerfully in moments like this. And there is another similar case, also a bitter ending for the snake. When choosing a mouse as its prey, the snake unfortunately underestimated its opponent. Even as it approached, the snake was bitten repeatedly by the tiny mouse, to the point that its flesh and bones were nearly torn apart. Wow, who would have thought such a small rodent could be this fierce? Third scenario, a tree squirrel kills a rat snake, avenging its fellow rodents. In this case, victory belonged to the squirrel. A rat snake encountered an extremely troublesome opponent, the tree squirrel. Although both are rodents, unlike mice, squirrels are incredibly quick and fearsome. This time, the one at a disadvantage and constantly forced to retreat was the snake. It struck toward the squirrel, but every attempt failed because its opponent was simply too fast. The snake knew it was no match for the squirrel and that its only chance of survival was to flee as quickly as possible. However, the squirrel relentlessly chased and attacked it. In the end, it managed to kill the rat snake, an unbelievable outcome. From another perspective, this could be seen as revenge on behalf of its rodent relatives. Fourth scenario, a bitter ending for a water snake hunting a frog. A water snake was wandering in search of food when it picked up the scent of a frog, one of its favorite meals. But unfortunately for the snake, its prey this time was a pixie frog, one of the largest frog species in the world, reaching up to 23 centimeters in length. Pixie frogs are known as ambush predators. They usually hide in the soil, stay completely still, and suddenly strike when prey appears. These gluttonous creatures are willing to attack even oversized prey, and water snakes are no exception. When the snake attempted to launch its attack, the frog snapped open its wide mouth and countered immediately. This snake managed to escape death, but not all snakes are that lucky. It was a heart-stopping close call, and surely the snake will never forget this life or death moment. However, there are recorded cases where snakes did not escape. Many were eaten alive in tragic fashion. The frog can finish consuming a snake in just about 2 minutes, even using both hands to shove the snake into its mouth. Afterward, it simply sits there breathing heavily, as if it just finished an intense workout. And when observed closely, people could even see the snake still wriggling inside the frog's belly. Fifth scenario, a mantis and a snake clash, a painful and tragic ending for the snake. The praying mantis is known as a true warrior in the insect world. Its front legs are extremely strong, often compared to a pair of sharp twin blades on its chest. These deadly weapons make even the fiercest enemies tremble. Snakes, however, are no weaklings. They are dangerous reptiles whose weapons include venom and powerful strikes capable of taking down prey in seconds. While hunting, a grass snake had no idea it had become the mantis's target. With incredible camouflage skills and its deadly forelegs, the mantis struck with precision. The snake not only failed to catch anything, it was captured in an instant. The mantis immediately began eating the grass snake without hesitation. Despite the snake struggling desperately to escape, the mantis's front legs only tightened their grip, giving the snake no chance of survival. The mantis claimed victory, and death was inevitable for the grass snake. That's why, despite their small size, praying mantises should never be underestimated.